Hello there, I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Thank you for joining me once again. Okay, today in the world of Colour Passion land, I'm going to finish off what I started last week and complete that clock, the resin clock. I'm going to show you how to put the numbers on, how to put the workings in, and how to clean up the back. So we'll get that through to completion today. And also I'm going to do a pour in a mould, a clock mould. And I've got the little inserts which are like so, and they go in around it. So I'll show you how we do that and we'll have some fun. So come along and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay everybody, here we are with our clock continuing part 2. So it turned out really lovely, really happy with that. So now what I've done is I had the marks around the edges there. I've just got a pencil to draw in. And the reason for that is because in a moment I'm going to heat this and remove it, and then it would probably, I might lose, you know, some of the marks. So this way I can always rub this off once I've finished. So here we go. What I'll do is I'm going to be, just trying to put it there so I can see, just heating it up. Generally if you do this within a day or so, it's really easy to remove. Still not hard to remove after a couple of weeks or whatever, but it is easier definitely the day after. Just sort of heating it up gently in sections. Okay, it's probably heated it up enough. Then these are like a barbecue metal spatula, and all we do, is shuffle it along like so, and it just comes off. So we'll do the next bit. I always do this with my boards. Now you could run a tape around that edge, but I still find this is a much faster way to do it and not worry about the tape. And just use the heat gun, soften it all by heating it and then removing it. Because otherwise you're going to have to put the tape on and make sure this tucks all the way around. So you can do that, absolutely, but I find this is easy. So you can see, actually I can still see them okay, but just in case I don't take chances, and that's what I like to do. So we'll do the next section now. Okay, let's get this little bit done. You can see how easily, without hardly any effort at all, that just comes straight off. And that should just about do that. And this little bit where it's come through there, I'll just heat that up. And hopefully it'll just fit in nicely there, just to remove that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run out to the workshop and I'm just going to sand gently around the edge here, but remember my marks will still be there. So I'll pop back in a moment. Okay, here we are back again, and what I've done is I have sanded around the edge there, and you can see I've still got my marks left there. So I'm just going to get the pencil and just basically put them back in so I know where to put my, oops, my tabs. I know it's a bit of fiddling around, but at least you get the numbers in the right place. Otherwise, if you don't, then your clock will be out of time, won't it? And I must say, I do like mine with all the numbers as opposed to just putting 12, 6, 3 and 9. Just a personal preference. But you can do whatever you like if it's your clock. Okay, so we've got those in there now. It's probably still okay there. Just down a little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some tabs I've got here. This is just sticky. You could use anything, but managed to stick it. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Okay. So I just want to see on the other side. So if I put this sort of about over the middle, then all will be good on the other side. Just want to be able to see it, that's all. Probably make a small one out. Didn't wipe that, so there might be a bit of dust preventing that sticking. Okay, nearly there. To work out how to have some music in the background when I'm in thought doing all these things. It's a bit boring for you, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. So we've now got them like so I can see where to put the numbers. So now what I've got to decide, is there any reason for deciding where to put them, as in 12, 3, 6, all the numbers, where to start it. It probably doesn't really matter, especially with a resin pour, because they're basically all over anyway. Okay, now these numbers here are the ones that I use. So you can see them there. I'm choosing the gold, and basically they're stick-on ones. They've got the adhesive. They're really good, they stick really well. Don't know how I think we'll just start with the numbers. Okay. Hear my pussycat at the door wanting to come in. So, probably put it about, usually I come in, I don't want to go too close to the edge, so probably maybe 2.5 centimetres. to. And sometimes you get those little bits on the edge. You can either sand them down or just trim them with your scissors. And then this here is a little bit crooked, so we straighten him up a bit. Okay. Oh, that's still crooked. Actually, what I need is my knife. Actually, that will do probably. Just to sort of lift it a bit. Oop. Well, that was good, wasn't it? It's gone right over the other side of the table. Oh my God, that's stuck down there. Okay. It's okay. We're coming back. Okay. So, because normally I would be like directly over this, but for the sake of filming it, I'm not. Okay. So there we go. We've got our 12. We'll now do our 6. Again, I just like to measure at 2.5 centimetres approximately from the edge. So I'll put it at the right spot. So it'll be about there. Then we'll come across here and we'll measure this for the other side, which will be 9. I'll put a link on the company that I get them from, but depending on where you are, I'm sure there is somebody that provides the numbers for you that you'll be able to buy. Okay, so we've got that, and coming across the other side here, we've got the 3. Okay, come in again at that 2.5 spot. There we go. So we've got our 12, 3, 6 and 9. Now we can go on to put our other numbers on. Okay, again using our ruler on the edge, and okay, basically we'll put it about here. Just wondering whether I should go around like that as opposed to, normally I suppose I would have them straight up and down as I go around, but I'm just wondering, seems I've put the 9 and the 3 that way, whether I will just follow suit, come down sort of so that they're all on an angle. That would be about there. Oops, it's too far. There we go. Now we've got number 2. Make sure that's smooth. Okay. It's actually just struck me that I've got the 3 kind of around the wrong way, haven't I? Oh dear. It's not coming that way at all, is it? It should be the other way. It should be this way. About there, I think. Okay. Okay, Now we'll go to 4. Just sort of matching it up at that 2.5 centimetre size. There, I think it is. Down a bit. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I should have them up the right way, I think. Yep, I think I will. Make a decision on the go. Okay. A little bit wide, move that out a little bit to the edge a bit more, about 1/2 centimetre. That one probably needs to go out as well. Okay, that's looking better. Yep, definitely. It's usually how I put it on. I don't know why. I thought, it's been a while since I've done them, and I just thought that might have been okay, but no, didn't like it. All right, here we are. So it's number 4. So we're going again to the approximately 2.5. Remember, it's got to be upright, so it probably will, because this part here will be the 2.5 part. Even though that's more up there, but down the bottom here, yep, that's about 2.5. So looking good. But we still want it upright. It's a bit fiddly, but it's worth it. Okay. Just want to straighten it up a little bit more. That's better. I have done a mould of shells, and I've put the shells around for, instead of the numbers, so that's another thing you can do as well. Okay, number 7. Sorry, just trying to get this so that I can see it clearly enough. 2.5 to, where are we? 2.5 to there. It's a bit hard getting these numbers all straight upright today. That looks okay. Feel free to go and make a cup of tea if you want, or coffee or something stronger maybe. while we're doing this. Okay, so again that 2.5. It's about there, right. Good. And then this one we have to unstick and put it correctly. Gee, they really stick well, these. A little hard to get off once you've got them on, but we are achieving what we need to do here. Okay, so 2.5. About there, I'm thinking. Yep, good. Now we're up to 10 and then 11. Feel free to put something in the comments if you know of an easier way to do this. Always happy to learn. Okay. About there. Okay. In fact, it's always welcome to put something in the comments or ask a question. Always happy to assist you with anything if I am able to. Because trust me, there's probably nothing that I haven't done that you have done. And I'm talking about messing things up, because through the journey of the resin world, you do, because that's how you learn. I've yet to find somebody who hasn't messed things up in one way, shape or form, whether that be purely from perhaps not mixing correctly or overheating it, barbecuing the pieces. We have all done that in our enthusiasm to get it right. So there's lots of things you can learn along the way. Okay, so that's the 11. That's a little bit close that way. It's probably a bit far away. Okay, let's just move this across a bit so it looks, oh dear, looks okay. Just felt that that was too far. Come on. Okay, put this here. Right, there we go. That's the 11's nice and crooked now. Oh gosh. Okay. Move it down a little bit because I think it's too far up. Okay. Okay, and then you just do one more quick look and just make sure that you're happy with the placement of the numbers or shapes that you've got there. up a little bit there. I think that needs to, might be alright. Again, it's just getting them so that they all look like they're fully correctly in the right spot. Okay, I think that's probably not too bad. All right, so we've got the numbers on. Now, the next bit, putting the little clock workings on the back. So this here, obviously, once this comes through, this here is to hold it. I think it's that way. No, this way. And this is going to go on the back. Through here. Just going to realise I might have to even pull it out a bit more. Drill it out a bit more. Oh no, okay. I'm just going to pull these all off now because I don't need them on. That was purely for getting the placement hopefully in the right spot. Okay, well, we are now up to putting the working part in. So what I've done is that's the little hook which sits on the back. Should go like that, and then turn it over, and we put this here. Just trying to think. Yes, it goes on this side here. And then we push it through the hole, and we want to line up this with 12. 12 is there. I'll probably move it around after anyway. But for now, okay, that there like so. Then we need to put the washer on, then the nut. And then just with some pointy nose pliers, if you have some, just tighten it so it just secures the working mechanism on the back of the clock. Okay. Let me just check that. Yep, seems nice and firm. Right, the next thing is to put on the arms. So with these, they come with, I'll just get another one to show you, they come with like a little plastic covering. So we've just got to peel it off. Hopefully I've probably already peeled that one off, okay? Let's have a look. Okay, this one hasn't. Very fine, you can barely see it, and I'm sure lots of people have not removed it, but see, it just comes off. It just gives you a lovely, shiny arm. All right, so now we just put this into place, just pushing it on. Then next thing would be to put the, so that's the hour, this is the minute one, and it's sort of got a square section there, and that, put it around until it drops into the, over the square bit, if I can find that. Oh yeah, it's there, okay. Then what we need to do is to find the other little nut, which is somewhere. Gosh, where did it go? I know, I bet you I know where it is. Yep, it's right there. I've got this little gadget and I put it up into there. Okay. It's sort of like a screwdriver, and it'll just wind it on. Hopefully put it into place. Oops. down, maybe just a little bit down. Okay. It's going to play up today, just because I don't want it to. Oh, that's got it. Good. Okay, final bit is to put on the second arm. If you didn't, then you would just put on the other little nut on the top now. But I actually like the second arm on. Just push it on. Right. And it should be hopefully good to go. So what we'll do is we will just pop the battery in place. The back here. Okay. Now it's ticking, it's moving. So now the time now for me here at the moment of a public holiday, Monday afternoon, is about 20, what is the time? 23 minutes past 2. I will just move it around to 23 minutes past 2. So we've got 2. There, roughly. There we go. So there is the making of a resin clock. And I'm really looking forward to putting this up in my kitchen. I think it'll look really lovely. I like the colours, I'm happy with that. As you can see, look, it's quite fiddly putting the numbers on, and I may even just straighten up a couple of these. It's always hard when you're doing a video, but because we sort of try and make it all perfect and rush. But if you're in your own time, you can just slow it down a little bit and get it right the first time. Okay, so we'll leave this one now. But this, you've seen this. What I want to do is I want to show you how to make another type of clock, and this is with a mould. So I'm going to get that, and I'll be back in a moment, and I'll show you what we do with that. Okay, here we are back again. I've got the mould here, and I'm going to make a clock out of that. And I ordered a couple of the workings in gold and silver, and I'll probably pop the gold one in. I've also got like another mould from the same company. Don't even know where I got them from now. It would have been online somewhere, which I need to find out because I'm going to need some more clocks, you know, the workings. Anyway, today I'm going to be using a new PUDUO resin. Now this is a super yellow resistant formulation. There's a resin and there's a hardener. So I'm really quite keen to test this because I haven't actually before, and we'll be bringing this out shortly. So that's something to look out for. However, I've mixed it for 3 minutes. I've been stirring and making sure that there are no strands and no stringy bits in here anymore. And I can't see any. Now here's a pro tip. I'm using a silicone spatula. Use that or plastic when you're mixing for molds where you don't want many bubbles, because wood stirs up the bubbles. So there you go. So that's why I'm using that one there. I love this teal luster. It is amazing. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put a couple of scoops in. It's so pretty. Then simply just going to combine it, just to stir it up. It's a beautiful teal colour. It's got a gorgeous shimmer, as you can see. Just want to really mix that up properly. Okay. Just want to make sure that that powder is well and truly combined with the resin. Really important. Otherwise you could end up with lumpy bits, and we don't want lumpy bits. Okay. Very good. All right. So now what I'm going to do is going to pour this in into the mould. Then I'm just going to get the last bit out of what I can get out. It's actually quite a lot because this is about 850 mils. There we go. Okay. Pop that to one side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is in fact, I'm just going to turn off the overhead fan because this foil is so light, it's probably going to fly around. You don't want that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually I'll take my gloves off because I've got a bit of resin on them. I prefer to do this with just my fingers actually, and I'm just going to sort of just crumble and drop little bits of the gold foil flakes into it. I'm going to stir it in a minute. Oops. It's so gorgeous, these flakes. You can use them for so many things. In time, I'll show you other things we can do with it. Just bringing in a new colour, as a matter of fact, a beautiful red one. So if you like red, keep an eye out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir this around so that it's going into the resin. I could have just put it into the tub initially, but I just thought this is a good way of having a little bit more control of where you want it to go. And remembering that the top side here is going to be the back of the clock. So hopefully all of it will go down to the front where we want it to go. As I say, it's just something a little different that is a bit unique. So I hope I've inspired you to get some moulds and try them. The PUDUO resin is amazing in moulds. It has the most beautiful shine, and it's so fine and the bubbles dissipate, so you don't have problems with bubbles. I warmed these up for a couple of minutes in a container of tap hot water before I poured into here because it's a bit cold here today, and it just helped the whole process. Okay, so I think that's probably enough. Not sure what's gone underneath, but we'll just give it a good stir. And because they're so light, it's hard to know what's happening underneath. But anyway, as I said, if you don't give it a go, you're never going to know. So we just try. I might come back in a little while actually and just give this another stir as it's thickening up a bit so it will hold the swirls. Okay, well, we'll leave that and I'll show you in a while what it's looking like. Okay, here we are back again, just checking on this one here. It's gone into some interesting little formulations there. It's slowly thickening, but it'll probably take some time. So I'll just keep an eye on it. Gee, the colour's really pretty though. Now, I've got another one here, and I thought, why don't we do this shape one while we're at it? So I thought I would try the beautiful Monet Blue, which again, it's one of my favourites. Just put, oh gosh, dropped it everywhere. I'm just going to put 1 scoop in, so equivalent probably to a teaspoon, and I'll see what that comes up like. It's actually a deep pour resin that I'm using for this one to test it out. It is Oakfield Clear deep pour. It's probably more for river tables and the like, but I thought, well, the idea is that it's very, very slow with its curing process. So it'll probably take 48 hours. And the reason for that is it has a slow exothermic reaction, so that means it heats really slowly and the bubbles have time to dissipate. So let's give that a whirl and see how that goes. And it is a gorgeous colour. Just putting that small amount in makes it sort of quite almost transparent. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to put silver in because I thought, well, we'll use the silver clock in the middle. So I'm going to do, just take off that glove, and this is a lot more finer than the gold. That's probably enough. And then what I'll do is just stir it in amongst it all. Then we'll just pour the whole thing in and we'll just see what happens with that. Because you know my motto, if you don't give it a go, you are never going to know. So I'm giving it a go. I'm walking the talk, as it were. Okay. Here we go, pouring that over. Beautiful colour. Oh, we're getting right to the top. So I did measure that out perfectly, didn't I? The other one's got a bit of a gap, but anyway. That's great, that's perfect. Okay. So we will give this a stir as well. And again, I'll just keep coming back and checking on them, babysitting them as it were. And all these bubbles should break on their own. There we go. You can see, interestingly enough, there's nowhere near the amount of bubbles in the PUDUO as what there is this one. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Okay, we'll see how it turns out and we'll be back to do the demolding in the next day or so. Okay, here we are. We've now got our molds. Let's have a look at how they ended up. This is the one with the PUDUO resin. Just demold that. Oh, it's looking pretty. Looking very nice. Always has a lovely gloss. Wow, I'm happy with that. That's very pretty. Loving the colours. I love how it's yeah, it's sort of gone into almost little sections, and you can see the gold through it as well. So that's that one. Let's have a look at the other one, which was the Oakfield resin. This is the one that takes it's been over 48 hours now to cure. So we'll see. Looks pretty from the top. Of course, that's going to be the bottom. Okay. Oh, it's a bit different. Okay. So what that's shown me here is that the it's beautiful. It feels really nice, except for the glitter has all sunk to the bottom because it is so thin, the resin. That's what's happened. So basically, all we need to do now is pop this one in there, which actually still looks really pretty, doesn't it? Because you've got, you know, the clear around the edge there. I don't mind that, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it's still very pretty nonetheless. And then with this one here, we will simply pop that in. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. These are quite loose actually, so what I'll do, I'll get a little bit of blue tack and I will pop that on just to hold them in place, or a bit of double-sided tape or something, because you can see it's just both of them a little bit like that. And I've got to pop a battery in. but otherwise they look great. I'm really happy with them. Let me know what you think. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Here we are, just finishing off for today. Okay, here's our clock, finished, sparkling in all of its glory. Probably not really that easy to see in this light, but at the moment it's not nice weather. Okay, the back's all nice and cleaned up with the hanger there, ready to hang on my kitchen wall, and I'll be able to see what the time's doing again and get myself organised. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out, and I hope you like it as well. So that is our main clock, and then we've got our couple that we created with the different resin, and this one here being the PUDUO resin. And actually I was really fortunate because today when I was out and about, I actually found these new little inserts and pops in perfectly. Could not get a better fit if I tried. So really delighted with that. Yeah, very happy. And the other one here, I actually got a silver one with numbers as well, which will pop into here beautifully. Otherwise this one is absolutely fine. And yeah, that sets that one off. So now you have seen a couple of different ways of doing clocks, and this one here is with the PUDUO, which actually at the moment is on promotion at 50% off. So that is a perfect way for you to have a dabble, have a go, and remember, if you don't give it a go, you are never going to know. So there's nothing that you will be doing that I haven't done in the past, so rest assured, practice, or perfect practice makes perfect, as they say. So, yep, give it a go. We have a Facebook group and would love you to post on that. And that is called The Art of Resin Worldwide. So join and post, and I'll be supportive on that. Or if you want to know something in particular about the clocks, please ask me in the comments below. I have put down all the links under the directions below, so that will take you to the business that does the clock parts. You'll be able to order online. And the other thing is, if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, that is the holy grail. I would love it if you would subscribe, because I'm building the channel and I get a thrill every single time when I see a new subscriber. So please do, it means a lot. Okie dokie, I think that's about it for another week. Have a wonderful week. And as I said, my catchphrase, if you don't give it a go, you're never going to know. So have a wonderful week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.